What do you really want? All of these cool things we do, all the programs we take and the podcasts we listen to and the YouTube videos we watch and the authors we read, anything in the transformation, self-help, well-being, personal spiritual growth space is because we know that we can change our life. There's some part of us that knows that we can change our life. One of the things that has been something that consistently occurred when I've had my classes and my coaching clients and talked to different people is that sometimes it's actually difficult for people to just say out loud what it is that they want. A lot of that's because we sort of got trained into noticing what we don't want. But the cool thing is, when we focus on what we don't want, what's awesome is what's happening simultaneously is that there's being more and more growth and awareness, at least our, consciousness part of us, the spiritual part of us, then goes, this is what you want. I don't want to be sick. Ooh, I want to be well. I don't want unbalanced work life. I want balanced work life. I don't want to be sad or depressed or feeling like life isn't worth it. I want to have joy or peace or meaning and purpose. There are always both ends of the stick. There are always both things. But I want to remind you that it's wonderfully beneficial and empowering for you to let yourself name, talk about, think about, or just say what it is that you do want. The frequency, the energy, the vibration of what I don't want is very different from what I do want. I don't have the house, but I want the house. My knee is hurting. My knee is healthy. I'm feeling stressed because there's lack of money. Plenty of money or financial ease. One of the simple techniques to help you move from an awareness of what you don't want is to let yourself play in. Just let yourself play in having an awareness of what you want. Years and years ago, I was the director of a spiritual healing arts center for a short time. And my adorable mom came to one of the classes. And it was a program on creating what it is that you wanted. It was a consciously co-creating or manifesting. And people were having a difficult time with step one, which was to get clarity about what you want. Just get some clarity. What do you want? If everything was allowed, if everything was possible, what do you want? And we were talking about that, how sometimes it's hard to let yourself dream and imagine and plan. Sometimes because we think it's not spiritual to want things to be different. Sometimes it's because our brains go, I have no idea how to get me there. My mom, what was interesting was she goes, Darce, do you know what I realized was I have not been letting myself think up things I want because I have no idea how I'll get it. So it feels easier to pretend I don't want things to be different. It's kind of insightful, right? But what I want you to remember, what I'm inviting you and me and everybody to remember, is simply to ask yourself, like, hey, what do I want? What do I really want? So for the next days, let that kind of be going through you. What do I really want? And it can be like the stuff. What do I really want while I'm at the grocery store? What do I really want if I'm shopping or getting ready to go out to dinner or playing with my family or friends? What do I really want? It could also be the really big picture questions spiritually. What do I really want? As the light being on the planet that I am, as the star seed, as the light worker, as the healer, as the uplifter, what do I really want? Globally, what do I really want? So the mundane stuff, all the way up to the biggest picture of you as a spiritual being having the human experience. But let yourself ask the question, what do I really want? When I was a little kid, we had service merchandise catalogs. Do you remember service merchandise? I looked up Google, like, what kind of store was service merchandise? And it said it was a catalog warehouse. Things like jewelry and electronics, sporting goods, toys, and I think some clothes. And as little kids, they sent us catalogs. And I have 3 older sisters. And what we used to like to do was we'd like just open the catalogs. And we would just like look around, probably before Christmas or something. We'd be like, oh, I want that. I want that. I want that. Stuffed animals were so my thing. Lots of different toys. Maybe some of the jewelry when I was little, but random weird things. I want you to metaphorically imagine your own service merchandise catalog. It's the universe catalog. What do you want? And if you're like, I don't know, go through different sections of your life. In your health and in your body, what do you really want? In your work life, what do you really want? In your relationships, what do you really want? How about with friends? Then with family? Then with significant other? What do you really want? What about in your spiritual connection? What do you really want? What about in your resources, your prosperity? What do you really want? In your version of time, what do you really want? Let yourself play in it. And when your parental mind comes in, well, here's why you can't have that. You could even say to it, hey, thank you for trying to keep me safe. But right now I'm just playing. What do you really want? What do you really want? What do I really want? Ask yourself that. And again, if some version of you comes in and says that's a selfish question, what I want you to remember is that you are infinitely connected. We are infinitely connected. It is one big whole. And you reaching more and more to the life that your soul calls you to live, even one step closer to you living the highest expression of yourself, actually benefits the entire planet. And those desires of your heart, even if you think they're little or silly or mundane, or they're too big, or they're too little, or they're not spiritual enough, I want you to know it's written in the blueprint of your soul. Those desires actually are moving us toward our highest expression. So for the next couple of days, just let that be a running mantra. What do I really want? What do I really want? My name is Dr. Darcy Lord. I'm a self-love expert. I play in self-love, inner guidance, and manifestation. Please subscribe to my channel. Thanks for being an uplifter. And if you haven't yet, pass some of these cool things on to somebody who you think it may benefit them. I really appreciate you coming to watch, and I will see you again next week.